Welcome back to the 2-Minute Warning. Today, Jay and I are just going to be previewing the Week 2 games. A lot of good matchups this week, so we're just going to be giving you guys some brief predictions about those games. Before we get into it, here I am on Thrive Fantasy website homepage. News for Week 2. For new users that sign up and deposit at least $10, you will get a free ticket into this top contest you see here. $50,000 prize pool. So all you got to do is sign up and deposit $10, and you'll get a free ticket to that. And our code 2-Minute Warning still stands. They will match your deposit up to $100 for new users. Let's get right into the video. And as far as the question today, just drop your predictions for these matchups. There's lots of good matchups, so if you have any strong opinions about them, comment that below. But Jay, starting off, Patriots Jets, what you got?
Got to go with Mac Jones getting his first win. Rookie battle, Jets at home. I do think Zach Wilson has a lot of raw talent, could keep this interesting, but I think come halftime, Bill Belichick will make the adjustments against a rookie, and Patriots will come away with a win.
Yeah, Jets managed to make last week's game interesting, but they fell short to the Panthers and didn't look that good. On the flip side, Mac Jones looked great. No turnovers on his part. The Patriots did fumble, but Mac Jones looked sharp. I think they're going to come out sharper this week, and I think Patriots win this game by 10 points.
100%. Broncos Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence is playing a superior defense, yet I still don't see him throwing 3 interceptions again. Doesn't mean he will win. I got the Broncos winning this one in a relatively, I would guess, low-scoring game because of their defense. I think Trevor Lawrence won't be perfect. I don't see 3 turnovers from him again. Good game for Trevor, but not a win. Broncos win.
Yeah, I'm rooting for Trevor here, but Broncos have the better defense and not a great quarterback situation, but whether it's Teddy or Drew Lock, they both have more experience in the league, and I think the Broncos defense comes out. I think Trevor Lawrence has a couple good moments again, but turns the ball over several times, and Broncos, 7-10 point win.
Yeah, sounds good. Bills, I do think, takes over the AFC East. Could be an ugly game in the beginning, but I do think Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs are going to show they're still the top dogs. They still in the division, and they're still going to pull away. And Tua, I do think, will still have a questionable Week 2 start against a very good Bills team, I still think.
Yeah, Dolphins shouldn't have won last week's game. They looked Tua looked pretty good. The team looked pretty good, but the Patriots gave them that win. And in no world did I see the Bills starting 0-2, and I still don't think that's a possibility. Yeah. So Bills going to take this game. It'll be close, but Bills.
Eagles versus Niners. I'm rooting for the Eagles just because who would have thought they will be even having a chance in this division. I'm rooting for Jalen Hurts. I do like him personally. Not an Eagles fan, but even though I like Hurts, Jimmy G and the Niners looked like they were rolling against the Lions. They put up 41 points. Again, it was against the Lions, but this is against the Eagles. I do think the Eagles' defense and Jalen Hurts are a little better than I thought, but the Niners, they got a Super Bowl type of roster. The Eagles just simply don't.
Yeah, the Eagles beat a pretty poor Falcons team. So, yes, it's a good win for the Eagles and for Jalen Hurts, but the Niners are going to be a much better team defensively and offensively. The Niners did slip up a little bit. They put up 41 points, but then I think they let the Lions come back and put up 34. So, I think it'll be closer than you made it sound like, but there's really no reason why the Niners shouldn't win this game.
Yeah, 100%. Rams at Colts. I unfortunately do like the Colts to stand a chance in this division, but they're going to have an 0-2 start, I believe. The Rams, they just look good. The battle of the 2 new quarterbacks to their 2 new teams, trying to revamp their resumes, their careers, yada, yada, yada. I got Matthew Stafford winning this one in Indianapolis, and the Rams are going to have a 2-0 start.
Yeah, the Colts, unfortunately, I think one of the best teams in the AFC South, I think, are going to win the division. But I think they're going to start 0-2. The Rams looked very good against the Bears, and I do think the Colts are a better team than the Bears, but they're comparable. Stafford looked really good, looked really the best I've seen in a while for Stafford. So the Rams are very good. I think arguably the best team in the NFC. So the Colts are going to put up a fight. I think their defense will keep them in the game, but I think the Rams are going to take this game by 2 scores.
Yeah, Raiders, Steelers, 2 teams that I didn't expect to win last week. But Steelers having the better defense, having TJ Watt, I got to give them the edge here. I do think the Raiders are a lot better, or looked a lot better than we thought, but I just think in this defensive type of matchup, Steelers are going to win this one, especially being at home.
Yeah, the Ravens Raiders game primetime was very good, but it wasn't clean. Both teams made mistakes, and the Steelers looked really sharp defensively against the Buffalo Bills, beating a team that was obviously very good. So I'm going to go Steelers on this one. Steelers go 2-0, but the Raiders, I think, are going to be much better than we predicted to start the season. Yeah. So Raiders put up a fight, but Steelers are going to take this game.
Yeah, Bengals at Bears. This is not a blockbuster game, but this is a tough game to really predict. I think they both have, I think the Bears might, on roster, have on paper a better roster, but Bengals having that Week 1 upset, I'm not sure. I would lean towards Cincinnati. I think they'll roll with the 1-0 win. Joe Burrow will continue to show he could still be the franchise guy. It doesn't mean they'll have a playoff team, but I think they could have a 2-0 start, and I just think Joe Burrow is simply better than Andy Dalton, and that's why I give him the edge here.
Yeah, I'm going to go Cincinnati. Joe Mixon looked fantastic Week 1. So did Joe Burrow, and so did Jamar Chase. And not a lot about the Bears look good at all week 1. So for that reason, I'm going to go Bengals.
Yeah, Browns at Texans. I don't want to go too in depth, just like the others, but Browns, they got their butts kicked. They're just a better roster. Again, this is kind of like the Niners Eagles. Could be interesting, but the Browns got a Super Bowl roster. Texans don't.
Yeah, Browns have the better roster. I'm looking for the Browns to win this game, but I'd watch Houston to see if they can do what they did last week against a quality team, because last week's Houston Texans looked very good. Was it because it was the Jags, or was it because they're legit? I guess we'll find out in this game, but I'm going to go Browns.
Yeah, Saints-Panthers, this is a great division rival. I'm giving the edge to the Saints, barely, but if it goes the other way, I will not be surprised. But I just think Jameis Winston, that type of ceiling, I think will win it to him. But if he hits old Jameis Winston's way, 2-3 picks, watch out for the Panthers. Either way, I think it's 50-50. I'm going to lean towards the Saints barely.
Yeah, I'm going to go Carolina. I think Jameis Winston, I don't know whatever happened last week against the Packers, but it wasn't normal. Tom Brady lost to the Saints 35 points last year, and it didn't really mean anything going forwards. So I think Jameis, his 5-touchdown day is totally not going to happen again. I think Sam Darnold and Christian McCaffrey are going to come out on top in this game. Both teams are equally, both teams are comparable skill-wise. It's a divisional matchup. It could go either way, but I think the Panthers have the edge.
Yeah, Cardinals versus Vikings. I think the Cardinals are going to continue to be on track by looking like a team that could compete in the NFC West. I think the Vikings will give them a lot tougher run than a lot of people think. They have a much better defense than the Titans do. But still, Kyler Murray, I think he's going to keep up his MVP campaign, and I do think they will edge this one out.
Yeah, it's got to be Kyler for me. He looked fantastic against Tennessee in Week 1. So did D-Hop. Their connection was good. And defensively, they contained a Derrick Henry and Dalvin Cook, very comparable guys, top backs in the league. So I have no reason to think that can't happen again. So I'm going to go Cardinals.
Bucks at Falcons. I think the Falcons will kind of rebound in the sense that they'll be able to put up a touchdown unlike they did against the Eagles, but that doesn't mean much. The Bucks, Tom Brady, they own the Falcons. Tom Brady owns the Falcons in Super Bowl roster versus a 4th seed team roster.
Yeah, it always seems like the Bucks usually come out on top in this matchup, but it always is more interesting than
ugly.
You think. It's always an ugly win, or it's a high-scoring game that shouldn't have been. So the Falcons will look better than they did last week against Philly, and it'll be a relatively close game. But at home, Tom and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will come out on top.
Titans at Seahawks. Like I had the Colts starting 0-2, I got the Titans starting 0-2 against the Seahawks. Russell Wilson, kind of like the Kyler thing. They are looking to show they are the best team in the NFC West at top division, and just DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Bobby Wagner, Jamal Adams, Russell Wilson. I just believe in them. I do think Derrick Henry will rebound and it'll look solid, but I got the Seahawks winning this one.
The early season Seahawks, Russell Wilson always comes out strong. He's very hard to beat, but I think I'm going to take Tennessee in this game. They got to do it for the AFC South. The Seahawks are looking at taking out 2 of the top teams in the division, going 0-2. And I think the Titans, I think Derrick Henry owes it to himself to have more than 48 rushing yards this week, or 51, whatever it was, against Arizona. So I think that, yes, Tyler Lockett and Russ had several huge connections last week, and DK the same way. But I'm going to go Titans more so. I just got a feeling that Derrick Henry's going to have a big game.
Fair enough. Chargers-Cowboys, my favorite game of the week. I was going in at the beginning of this week, 50-50 on this game, but due to the Cowboys missing their right tackle, La'el Collins, missing their third best option, Michael Gallup, and missing the best defensive player, DeMarcus Lawrence, and the Chargers looking solid, pulling off the upset against a great defense Washington football team, I think the Chargers are the dominant team in this one.
Yeah, Cowboys fans, it's going to be tough this week for you guys, but Dak's probably going to have another 400-yard day and a loss. You're missing Michael Gallup, so I wouldn't doubt CD and Amari are both going to have 100-yard days. That's what I expect to happen. And it's still going to come out underneath the Chargers, because the Chargers have, obviously, they're not dealing with injuries on both sides of the football. But the Cowboys always find a way to lose, and I don't know what it is, but the Chargers have the more complete team right now, and they just seem to play better football than the Cowboys. So I'm going to go Chargers.
Yeah, I believe in Herbert a lot. Chiefs versus Ravens, very surprising. Ravens I do think will start 0-2, but they're probably one of the best teams at 0-2 to make a playoff run still. But until Lamar actually takes that crown from Mahomes, the Chiefs do own the Ravens. I think this could be an interesting game, but it's not even due to that Lamar versus Mahomes matchup. It's just the Ravens and their injuries. You can't keep up with the Chiefs dynasty in the making.
Yep, 100%. A healthy Ravens team still loses this football game. Chiefs own the Ravens. Mahomes owns Lamar. And with the injuries on the Baltimore side, it's going to be Chiefs all the way.
Yeah, last one, Packers-Lions, Monday Night Football. Aaron Rodgers, he's going to show he still has MVP talent. This is a perfect game for him to show that was a fluke. He's at home versus Detroit, who he beat no matter the circumstances. Now he's got even a bigger chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, I have no idea when the last time Detroit beat the Packers, but I'd look for it to happen this Monday. I'm still going to go with the Packers. It's the logical pick, but Jared Goff looked pretty much better than anybody thought he would, I guess, last week against the 49ers. They had to make a late comeback and fell short. But it's hard to predict this game because I don't know what happened last week with Green Bay. I don't know if it's going to happen again. But Goff and Hawkinson connection last week, if that comes out and throws for another 100 yards to Hawkinson alone against the Packers, and I don't even know if Aaron Rodgers is really motivated to be as good as he can be, so that's kind of outside of the conversation. But I'm going to go Packers, but I would look for the Lions to make this a very close game.
Yeah, I'm excited for this week.
100%. Remember to drop your predictions down below in all these fantastic games, and don't forget to visit Thrive Fantasy to take your favorite props. Guys, thanks for watching. 2-minute warning. Was that 15 minutes or